Hey peeps, how's it going? We have a very good show for you guys today. We have a lot of topics involving the Detroit Pistons, and we have a lot of topics that do not involve the Detroit Pistons that affect the league. So we got a good one for you today. So remember, towards the end of the show, we will open up the panel so that way you could ask any of us some questions. But for right now, it's a two-man show. JMO is going to be here in about 10 minutes or so. He's just running a little bit behind. But today we are joined by Pistons Post. How's it going, Pistons Post?
It's going good. Excited to be on.
Hey, it's good to have you on, man. I'm ready to talk some hoops today. Real quick, if you guys have not already, please hit that like button and check the description out. You can follow me on Instagram. You can follow me on Twitter. You can also follow Pistons Post on Twitter. That is his handle right there. He made this Santa picture for me right there. So Santa Claus Drew is here today. Thank you, Piston Post, for making it. I really do appreciate it.
No problem.
So be sure to check the description out. You know, DSA members are in there. Tomorrow we have the Detroit Sports Alliance pre-game and post-game for the Detroit Lions. Don't really expect to win there. But it is what it is. We have to put on the show anyway. Real quick, let's go ahead and go through the chat. Too Cool Smooth. I appreciate you. He was in here right before the stream started saying that the DSA is better than Fox Sports. I'm not going to argue with you. It's a pretty valid point. That's why most of us started it. We got Joey. He is still not the first in the chat today. He has been slipping up. He'll get there, though. I think Joey's going to bounce back pretty quick. He said he slept in today, so he wasn't first in the chat. But we got Adam. We got Kurt. We got Marvin. We got DMAP Zoom. We got EDog1234. We got John Jones. Devin99, Total Noob, and Noah, and Gleaming Circus. Micro Mike is in the building as well. So we got a pretty good chat. We got the OGs in here today. So while we are waiting for JMO, why don't we go ahead and talk about what we seen last night, Pistons Post. The Detroit Pistons went on and played a very tough physical game last night against the Indiana Pacers and played pretty well last night. What did you see in last night's game that you enjoyed?
I mean, I saw us working together. I saw it just felt like everything was coming together. At the end of the game, we really pulled through because we were having problems with that. I mean, like I said in earlier shows, I said I just didn't see the chemistry in this team. I felt like last night I saw the chemistry and I felt like the team was really coming together.
The thing that I've seen about this team in the last few weeks here, well, I mean, last 2 weeks we've lost 2 games to Charlotte, you know, and a lot of people were hopping off the bandwagon. But when you start playing tough against people like Milwaukee, even though they ended up winning by 20 or 30 points, whatever it was, you play them tough for 3 quarters. It really shows that this team's coming together, man. It's really starting to come together. Bravo, you there?
Yes.
How's it going, man?
How's it going, Drew? What's up?
You still on the blow it up bandwagon, or are you starting to come around?
I'm still on the I don't know, probably like in the between.
See, 1 week can change your mind, Bravo.
I wouldn't change my mind yet because, I'm looking at the season, just beating Indiana Pacers 3 times. It doesn't mean that we're really good. It doesn't mean by any chance. We lost 3 times to the Charlotte Hornets. We lost a couple of times to the Chicago Bulls. That actually doesn't change my mind. But I really want to see this team winning, man. I just hate this idea of losing. I'm so happy to see us win, and I want us to go back and fight. That's what I want for my team. So the inside definitely tells me that I want us to fight and trying to win games. But in reality, do that. I don't know if we can get to 500 at the end of the season. That's pretty hard.
I mean, we went 41-41 last year. It's anything is possible. The Pistons look like they're starting to turn it around right now. They did win 3 games this week, and the only game that they did lose was to the Milwaukee Bucks, which I am fine with that because no one's going to pick this team to beat the Milwaukee Bucks. But when you play Indiana, even though Indiana doesn't have Victor Oladipo, they're still a very tough team. They're well coached. They play tough defense. They get after the ball. They run in transition. I mean, Indiana does everything right. They got some good players over there. Personally, I want to see the Pistons and the Indiana Pacers play in the playoffs. So only reason I'm saying that is because it's entertainment value. That's going to 6 or 7 games at least, no matter who's going to win that series. Not saying the Pistons would win it because they're going to have Victor Oladipo at the time, but it's a division game. The rivalry's there.
What you thought?
What's that, J-Mo?
I said, I'm saying we winning it. We losing no Pacers, dog.
With Victor Oladipo, though,
Vic is the man. I love Vic, but I have a lot of confidence in our team.
I got confidence in our team, too.
I mean, cause, like, who has a better lineup? You got Derrick Rose, Luke Kennard, Blake, and Andre, and then they got Miles Turner. They don't have Bogdanovich anymore, and he's the one that really killed it. He's gone, so they don't have that wing. They got T.J. Warren, but he ain't never been in the playoffs before. I'd be more worried about Bogdanovich.
It's going to depend on if Blake and Derrick Rose are available there, though. If they're there, it's going to 7 no matter what. And I'd have to say the Pistons would have a pretty good advantage having a healthy Blake and Derrick Rose coming in at that time. But it's not going to be.
We assuming health.
See, Kyle Webb said Detroit Drew. I disagree. I think the Pistons can't beat them Milwaukee Bucks if they had Reggie and Luke. You have to realize we're going to talk about the Milwaukee Bucks here later in the show. Milwaukee's at a whole other level, man.
Man, hey, they are. But I mean, if we had Luke, that game would have been a 5-point game. And you don't know what happens in a 5-point game. I would just put it like that.
Right. I mean, up until the fourth quarter, we were there with them. You're trying to say Luke Kennard wouldn't have had at least 10 at that point in time. So I mean, it would have been a different game.
More than 10, man.
I said he would have had at least 10. He probably would have had more the way he's been playing. He's been playing great for us all of a sudden. I talked about it in my stream last night. Is he's got that confidence. He's been missing this confidence. He's got all the talent. Everyone keeps saying he's more improved. He's more improved. I don't think he's more improved. I just think he's more confident. I think that's been the key for Luke. He's not passing the ball up. He's taking the shots he's supposed to take. It's a beautiful thing to see when players get these confidence, especially shooters. But I'm going to go ahead and throw the first question out there, fellas. I'm Piston Post. I'm going to start with you, man. After the Pistons have gone 3-1 this week, do you think that the Pistons are starting to turn this thing around?
Yes, definitely. I mean, earlier we just didn't look like a team. Blake wasn't playing like Blake. I mean, we were just kind of too dependent on, one person. We're coming together. I think we're really turning it around. This week has showed it, going 3-1. And we stayed competitive with Milwaukee. I don't think anybody was expecting us to beat Milwaukee, but, we stayed competitive with them and, we played how everyone expected us to. So, you know what? I am happy how we played, and I think we are really turning this around.
Hey, ball out, man. Stay tuned. We're going to be talking that later on in the show, Bucks versus Pacers. So stay tuned for that one, man. I don't remember where I left off. The chat just jumped on me. But bravo. I know you're one of the people who are on the fence right now. But do you think the Pistons are at least close to turning this thing around right now? I'm not talking about future down the line, if they'll make 500 or not. But do you think this team is close to coming together and turning this thing around right now?
The way they played in the past 3 games, there's definitely some improvement. There's more communication between the players. They're more focusing. And the biggest thing for us, I'm going to say, the defense. The defense got better, it seems like. And I don't know if it's just really communication issues, some improvement, or just something like a matchup thing. So I would say there is definitely some improvement. Is it a really complete turnaround? I'm not sure. I need to see more winning. I need to see more of our team winning, beating like those coming teams. Let's beat the Dallas Mavericks. Let's beat the New Orleans. Let's beat the Houston Rockets. Let's beat all these teams, and that will be definitely a turnaround.
We'll get to the Pelicans and the Mavs later on as well. J-Mo, man, after the rough start the Pistons have had to start the season, they have gone 3-1 this past week. Do you think that the Detroit Pistons are starting to turn this thing around all of a sudden?
Well, let me say something. Obviously, you want to be like an Indiana and be able to win without your best player, but unless you have a great coaching staff, like everyone from top to bottom, without your best player, you're not going to win games. Blake has missed 12 games, including low management. He's missed 12 games. So we have to put that into context. And putting that into context, we're right on schedule with Blake missing 12 freaking games. Luke has missed games. Derrick Rose has missed like 2 or 3 games. Those are like our best 3 players right now. So considering that and that we're healthy now, we're getting healthy at the right time. We're definitely on schedule. But I agree with Bravo. We got a big test coming up. We got 3 teams that can score a lot of points, and our defense is not good at all. So, we're going to have to figure out a way to get through that. But I think we're definitely on the right track. If we lost to the Pacers, you would not hear me say this. Because it was like it's been 2 games this season where I'm like, if we lose this game, I've lost all faith in you. One of those games with Charlotte, if we did lose that game. And man, was I upset. As y'all remember, I was very upset. So we held on. We beat the Pacers. That's what I'm talking about. They are better than Charlotte. So, and we match up better. But now that they beat them, and they gave me a little bit more hope. And I think the team chemistry is getting really, really great. I know a lot of people are going in on Bruce Brown, but to me, he's not hurting the team. So as long as he's not hurting the team and playing defense, I'm okay with it because we have scorers, we have playmakers, even if they aren't point guards.
Right. Well, I mean, watch the beginning little bit of that Indiana game. It didn't stay. I wish it would have stayed throughout the game, but like the first 3 minutes of the game, Bruce Brown was giving Brogdon problems. He couldn't even bring the ball up the court kind of problems. He didn't stay with that intensity or that level, but you're right. With Blake being healthy, Luke Kennard averaging 16.5 points, whatever he's averaging right now, and then you can bring Derrick Rose in. Andre had a 20-20 game the other night. We really don't need Bruce Brown to score that much. Obviously, you never want to have your starting point guard not able to go get a bucket. I mean, that's going to be a problem down the line. And it's part of the reason it cost us against Charlotte, and it's why we lost a couple games already this year, is Bruce's ability not to shoot the ball. I'm still on the bring Jordan Bone bandwagon up here.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, it definitely plays a factor, but I think, look, I'm not going to say adding a point guard to our team, to me, would put us in the Eastern Conference Finals. People would think I'm crazy, but if we get any type of point guard that's solid, it's over. We get Lonzo, we get D'Lo, we get somebody that can play because we need that on top of our already stacked team. Like I said, it's over. We have our ceiling becomes really high, but without that, that's how your team is constructed. Our team isn't really constructed around a point guard. It's really constructed around our Blake, Andre, and our perimeter shooting, and that's how like with Bruce, he runs the offense. But like I said, I don't need Bruce to score points. We got people that can score points, and it's never come a time in the game where I'm like, man, if we just had Bruce score points, we would have won. Well, he hit a corner 3 when it mattered most.
Right.
That's all I care about.
Right.
That's all I care about. Hit the shots when they just hit the timely shots when they matter, and he's gonna get better. And I'm not like we got so many scorers on the team.
I think they said we have 4 players on the team. It's tied with 4 other teams in the league that are averaging 15 or more points. Luke Kennard, Derrick Rose, Blake, and Andre Drummond. So, I mean, when you got 4 players scoring over 15 points, I think having a lot of scores is an understatement. And not to mention you have people like Mihailuk and Langston Galloway who've been playing very great for the Detroit Pistons this year and have the potential to go off any given night.
And Morris, too. And Christian Wood.
Exactly. I mean, Christian Wood had that 28-10 game the other night, and he gets a lot of garbage points to boost his stats. So, but I mean, this dude's everywhere. Christian Wood is becoming a fan favorite. I don't know one person out there who does not want Christian Wood on this team at some point in time. This guy is just all over the place. So which brings me to my next question, man. While we're talking about people like Sekou and Christian Wood, Markieff was out last night with a spinal injury. He hit his head on the one dude the other day, and he got kind of shaken up. Here's the thing, man. Why does Thon Maker keep getting opportunity after opportunity with this team when we have people like Christian Wood who could be getting all of his minutes? We have people like Dante Hall, Sekou Doumbouya down in the G League who have shown glimpses of being really good. I'm glad we got those guys. I think they're going to be a factor for this team probably next season or 2 years down the line. I'm not rushing either one of those guys since Sekou's the youngest player in the league and Dante looks really nice. But Pistons Postman, why are these guys not getting opportunities, but game in and game out Dwayne Casey keeps putting Thon Maker in. I mean, well, look at last night. They put Thon Maker in after we had a 11-point lead, and it just went away just like that as soon as we put Thon out there. Why does Thon keep getting opportunities?
I mean, because Casey has a man crush. I don't have any good reason for it because Sekou has shown so much potential. Is when he's out on the floor, when he has 2 minutes, he scores 4 points. He's been great for us when he has the minutes. Like when Thon Maker's out there, we had an 11-point lead to 3-point lead in less than a minute. I mean, can't play defense. He can't play offense. He can't do anything good. So I don't get why he's on the floor ever.
I mean, the dude can't even grab a rebound, man.
He can't hold on to the ball.
He looks like a fish out of water trying to get a rebound, man. I don't know if since he sits on the bench so much now, I don't know if he's getting popcorn and getting butter on his fingers, but this dude goes out here, man, and he's just like flopping around. I mean, he looks like LeBron trying to draw a foul, but he doesn't have the ball in his hand, man. It's crazy to me.
Man,
I've never seen someone struggle so much to grab a ball.
Like I said, Thon Maker has exceptionally small hands. So it's hard for him to grip a basketball. I'm being dead serious. But I'm tired of hearing this Sekou is young and he's 18 and that's why he shouldn't be playing. No. I'm going to say it again and I'm going to keep saying it. And when have I been wrong? Sekou is a prodigy. The dude started playing basketball when he was 12 and he's in the NBA. He's not a regular kid. Look at his game. This dude is so smooth. He can score with ease right now in the NBA. Like he can score. His game is so smooth. He can shoot. I don't understand what logical explanation you have for having him. He's better than Thon Maker right now. He's a better basketball player at everything. So, I don't understand why they keep sending him down. You going to G League averaging 30 and 10. Why are you wasting time? And, it just doesn't make any sense. To me, any good coach would have gave Sekou minutes by now, and he would be on the roster. And I'm just going about what I'm saying with the eye test. Like, when you look at his skills, he looked like Kevin Durant. And I said it.
You know what's scary about that, J-Mo?
It don't make no sense.
Did you see that interview? Did you see that interview where he casually compared himself to Kevin Durant and LeBron and Paul George? Just casually dropped it in there.
I can't hear you breaking up.
That's on you then. Can you hear me, Pistons Post?
Yeah, I can hear you perfectly.
That's got to be on you, J-Mo. Can you hear me now?
All right. Say that again.
Did you see the interview he had when he just compared himself casually like it was nothing to Kevin Durant, Bron, and PG?
Who compared himself? Sekou?
Sekou.
I mean, he plays just like him. Look, this is my thing with Sekou. Is how smooth his game is. He's so fundamentally sound. Like, and he just dribble with his handles and just score on you with ease. It's so effortless. And when you're that good at that age, you're a prodigy. He is. He needs to be playing. Guys like Katie and Paul George, when they were young, they looked just like that.
The thing that was another part of that interview is they compared it to when Giannis came to the league at 18, saying he's going to win an MVP and stuff. I mean, some of the things that Thon out of the picture. Don't talk about him no more. Sekou and Giannis have said some similar things when they were 18. And you have looked at Giannis, man. He has turned into one of the better players in the league, top 5 talent in the league right now, if not number 1, 2, or 3, however you want to rank him.
Number 1.
Yeah, I think it's tough. I think it's tough to debate that, but I know some people don't want to call him number 1 yet, so I don't want to ruffle any feathers. Personally, I think he is the best in the league. But some of the things that he said when he was 18, Sekou's saying right now. Again, I don't know if Sekou is going to be as dominant as Giannis, but I think he's going to be a really, really good player that is going to be the future star of this team.
Sekou could be as good as Giannis, but he'll never be that athletic. Never. Right. No one ever will.
Giannis is unique, man. Not everyone's going to get a Giannis.
It's just simple as that. Yeah.
I was just comparing some of the things that they were saying, man. It's identical. So, what was it? What question was that?
Yeah, when I'm watching him in the G, I just don't understand why he's down there.
Bravo.
Yeah.
Why does Thon Maker keep getting opportunities and people like Dante Hall, Christian Wood, Sekou? Why are they not getting any opportunities on this team? Yet we keep putting Thon Maker out there, who has just been straight up booty cheeks for us this season.
Yeah, I don't really quite honestly see the reason, but I think part of the reason is Casey's trying to experiment some matchup thing. Thon Maker he played against like Sabonis and Goga Bitadze yesterday from the Pacers. He's trying to put someone like a matchup thing, but I don't think it worked. Actually, Thon wasn't really good even yesterday. And I think the other reason is the Pistons have not completely given up on Thon Maker yet. I mean, he's not really time to move on from him yet. That's why they're trying to try him for the last few games. But if he keeps doing this, obviously he's gonna be like not get an extension contract or not even gonna get like a minimum contract level for us. Dante Hall, man, is I love Dante Hall. He's playing amazing in the G League. I think he's gonna be a really good player for us down the line, and I think he would take the spot over Thon Maker. He blocks the game. He can shoot it, and he can not shoot it. He can rebound very well. That's what I like about Dante Hall. So that's a different topic, and I do not see Casey putting in Sekou yet because the Pistons are playing simple with Sekou. Let him develop slowly. They don't want to rush him immediately to the NBA. They don't want to overwhelm him with the NBA. That's what they're trying to do, which I understand the sense. I'm not against that 100%. I'm okay with that because he is really destroying the G League. I mean, yesterday he got 27 points. He's averaging like 18. He's shooting really good from the three. Let the guy develop slowly. We're not in a rush to bring him in. Although I would think definitely he would be a lot better than Tony Snell and right now.
I was about to say, man, Bravo, you gonna upset me, man. I was about to start naming NBA players and say who better than them or not. Like, it's some scrubs playing in the NBA, man.
Here's
You're
Benjamin's standpoint on why Thon Maker's playing. He says Thon Maker has some blackmail on Dwayne Casey. He's cheating on his wife or something. This is kind of the comments we get when we go live during the games. This kind of comments right here is what keeps the streams going. So, as crazy that sounds, it might be realistic, man. I don't think Dwayne Casey's the kind of guy who's going to cheat on his wife, but that makes sense to me why he keeps getting minutes and stuff. Guys, Blake Griffin has been going off this season since he's coming back. He is averaging 19 points, 5 boards, and 3 assists in this stretch. He's been playing phenomenal from the 3-point line. He's to me, he's finally starting to look healthy. Bravo, do you think that Blake Griffin's starting to recover and become healthier? Is he fully back yet? I think after last night, Blake Griffin is officially back.
So I can't really refresh and come back, okay?
Okay. So Pistons Post, I'm going to throw that one to you, man. Do you think that Blake Griffin is officially back?
Well, the first couple games didn't really look like it. He played like it was injured, but the last couple games, my God, he has been just awesome for this team. I mean, it's the 3-ball. I mean, everything. It looks like he's completely healthy. It looks like just like last year, but just more. I mean, he's looked awesome, and I do think he's back. I mean, he's proved it the last couple games.
I mean, when he's out here throwing dunks like he was last night, his leg looks better. I still think he's banged up a little bit, but I think he is on his way to a full recovery. I mean, he has been a crucial part in why we went 3-1 this week. When he's not healthy, our offense looks out of whack. But the thing that's surprised me is Luke Kennard has learned how to play with Blake, and they are playing well together. And defenses are having a tough time having to guard both Luke Kennard and Blake Griffin. So I think that Blake had enough time to rest and heal up while Luke was playing great. Andre played decent while he was out. But when all three of those guys play well, and then you got a guy like Derrick Rose coming off the bench, it's going to be very dangerous. Jambo, man, do you think Blake Griffin is officially back, or do you think he's still banged up?
I think he's still banged up. Yeah, I mean, it's just Blake is just he's just a great player. It's just as simple as that. Hold on, real.
You there, Bravo?
Blake is he's just a good player. I don't think he's back yet. I still think he's going slow up the court. He's just giving more effort, trying hard. He's trying to win some games. He's trying not to be behind the 8 ball like we were last year. And what you said about him and Luke Kennard, I told y'all, people were like, I don't know how Blake is going to be able to play with Luke. I'm like, man, Luke and Blake are going to be, and they are. And I knew Luke would adjust his game in the starting lineup. This is why I don't want Reggie Jackson to come back and mess up everything. Because I think that's what he's going to do once he comes back. Because then he's going to mess up the chemistry with Luke and Blake. Because when Reggie was playing, Luke could assert himself as like a guard on the team as a scorer. Because Reggie always had the ball and he was always trying to score. But now he's asserting himself as a scorer. Like he like coming out the gate just raining threes when he can. So, but I think Blake is I don't think he's fully healthy yet. I really don't.
Bravo, can you hear me? I don't know what's going on with you, Bravo.
Because he's really averaging like 19 points a game right now.
Yeah, he is.
That's not healthy, Blake.
Well, I mean, I think.
I mean, the only reason he's not.
3 games he's had like 24, but like.
I know the only reason he's averaging 19 because his first couple games when he was injured, I mean, he didn't really do that good.
Yeah.
You're kind of far away, Jamo. People are having a tough time hearing you in the chat. So I just think you need to hold that up a little bit closer. Jamo's in his car right now. He's a trooper, bro. So that's the reason why he's a little bit low. So even though you guys want to say he's low, he's out here grinding for us. So we appreciate Jamo for coming in and doing this when he's in the car. So, yeah, I think Blake is probably about 80% healthy. There are still times it looks to me he's still favoring that leg a little bit. But I think in due time, he's going to get everything working for him this season. Again, I still don't think he's going to play in that many back-to-backs unless they're blowouts like we did against the Cavs and San Antonio. He got plenty of rest in those 2 games, so he was able to play in Milwaukee. And we need that because that Milwaukee game, Blake was getting into Giannis's head. He was frustrating Giannis. They made Giannis shoot a bunch of threes. And he was hitting them. But when Blake is forcing Giannis to shoot threes, if that's how the Milwaukee Bucks are going to beat us, I'm totally fine with it. If Giannis is going to shoot threes to beat it, do it. But Blake is the guy out here. He talks trash out there. You know, he does a little dirty that he bumps you. He's really good at selling stuff to the ref and getting away with a lot of these fouls that he does. Blake is the guy out here, even when he is not scoring or having a good game offensively, he's out here trying to do stuff on different ends of the courts. And he's played. This is something we have not said about Blake Griffin too much here in Detroit. He's playing pretty good defense for being Blake Griffin. That has been one of his knocks coming in here to Detroit. He doesn't play defense all the time. During this 3-1 run, he's playing great defense. And I think that's part of the reason he's playing better all of a sudden is he's playing both ends of the floor because this team is terrible defensively. Really, Andre and Christian Wood are the only rim protectors that we got. But our guards just let people walk into the paint. So that's probably one of the reasons that Andre's been struggling is he's been getting into foul troubles, even though he's got a lot of dumb fouls underneath his belt. Our defense is pretty bad, leaving them on an island. So, I mean, you got to fix some of this stuff, but Blake and Andre, Luke Kennard, Derrick Rose have just been flowing together all of a sudden. It's a miracle what happens when people develop team chemistry because Derrick Rose has only been here for a few months. He doesn't know everybody on this team yet. It comes in time. It comes all in due time. And we're starting to see what this team can look like when we're just a little bit healthy. Just a little bit healthy. We're not all there yet. You know, we haven't had our full bench unit yet. I still don't know what our full bench is going to be when it's there. Reggie's been out, so we still don't have a starting point guard yet. And this team is starting to get it together still. And it's probably going to have another rough bump when Reggie comes back because that's a whole other starter. You're going to throw chemistry stuff off. And knowing Dwayne Casey, he's going to throw Reggie right back into the starting lineup whether we want it to or not. But I think Blake being healthy is the key turning point into our season. I said this team's going to go as far as Blake Griffin and Derrick Rose can take them. And Derrick Rose has been pretty healthy. Dwayne Casey's done a good job of limiting Derrick Rose's minutes. He's not overusing him. I know Derrick Rose fans and Derrick Rose probably want to play a little bit more minutes, but it's the smart move. You want him here playoff time. You know, sure you want to beat the Charlotte Hornets. You don't want to lose to any team in the league, but you don't want to overuse these guys right now. You want them here towards the end of the season where you can make a playoff push, boost your seeding up, and use them in the first round of the playoffs because with those two guys out there, you don't know what's going to happen. Anything can happen. We could upset somebody. So good job on Dwayne Casey and not overusing Derrick Rose. But at the same time, we do have to find another point guard because Bruce Brown and Tim Frazier, they're not really solid options to replace Derrick Rose's minutes. Because watch when Derrick Rose comes in the game, he changes the whole tempo. Defenses don't know what to do with Derrick Rose out there. He collapses the defense. And I think that's part of the reason that Langston Galloway's having another breakout season here. He's getting open looks playing with them. You watch Derrick Rose, guys. Watch it closely. They legit have 3 or 4 guys in the paint trying to stop Derrick Rose. So all the shooters like Mahai, Luke, and Langston Galloway, that's why Luke Kennard was getting 30 points to start the season off, is they are getting wide open looks. So this bench is going to be very good. I'm telling you, this is going to be a good team still. A lot of people hopped off the bandwagon too early.
I mean, like, how you going to hop off the bandwagon when Blake is hurt?
Dude,
Blake is hurt.
Like, why are you asking me? I'm not these people.
No, I'm just saying, like, if we were losing and Blake was healthy, okay, go ahead, hop off the bandwagon. But Blake was hurt. What were we before Blake Griffin? Nothing. I'm not saying we're like everything with him now, but without Blake, we were dead in the water completely. So you can't expect, us to be the Pacers without Blake Griffin. We just don't have that kind of team. Also, as Devin99 just brought it up, I was going to mention that Kyrie Thomas is injured right now. When he comes back, we'll have that other point guard. And I've been wanting him to get a lot more opportunity. And I think he will because Reggie is still probably going to be out a month. So when he comes back, I think Kyrie Thomas will be able to definitely add some things and, learn from D Rose on the fly and things of that nature. But I definitely think and I don't think there's any problem with Derrick Rose minutes or anything. He's been playing great. He had a couple, bad games, but this D Rose, we know what he's bringing us. And he's in at the end of the game. And this Pacers game, to me, was a big game for the entire team because at the end of the game, D Rose had to make the right decisions. A couple times he scored. A couple times he let Luke Kennard. One time he let Luke Kennard score, and then Blake was open for the 3. But you got to get used to your teammates and know when to attack and when to give the ball to your other playmakers so they can do their thing. And I think he's learning that. And he looks healthy. Derrick Rose. I mean, you see that block against Giannis when they were trying to throw the ball full court.
Yes, sir.
Bro, that's 6'1" Derrick Rose. It's like, Giannis, bro, what you thought? Get up. You too small.
MVP style Derrick Rose. Derrick Rose is a very underrated shot blocker, man. When he was healthy, him and Dwayne Wade were probably some of the best shot blocking guards I've ever seen play the game.
He can get up there.
I mean, that athleticism was unmatched in the league. So it's good to see that, man. But J-Mo, are you back? Because I don't want to talk about this next topic if you're not back.
I am.
All right, so I'm gonna let you run with it because this is your 2 teams and who you watch, man. You got your boy Lonzo versus Bruce Brown as the Detroit Pistons will take on the New Orleans Pelicans Monday. It's gonna be a fun game, and I know people are starting to come around to the fact that we could trade for Lonzo. J-Mo,
bro, that's not, man. That'd be a miracle.
What are you looking forward to in this game?
Well, first of all, me saying trade for Lonzo is literally me dreaming because I don't think the Pelicans would ever trade him. But if we could dangle Andre Drummond, that's the only way. But would you really want to give up Andre without Lonzo? But anyway, the Pistons gonna have a tough game. It's gonna be a very, very tough game because the thing about the Pelicans is they can score. I'm sorry, but Brandon Ingram will cook us. Just charge us to the game. Mm-hmm. And there's nobody can do anything with the guy. Just charge to the game. Drew Holiday, Bruce Brown will not be guarding Lonzo. He'll be guarding Drew Holiday because if he's not guarding Drew Holiday, then we're definitely losing. Drew Holiday's been playing much better. And then you got JJ Redick. Who's gonna guard JJ Redick? Luke Kennard's gonna have to guard JJ Redick, and JJ Redick gonna have to guard Luke Kennard. That's a wash. And then Jackson Hayes. He can guard Andre Drummond, and I don't know. We gonna look. Andre might get. I hope we gonna see how Andre plays against Jackson Hayes. It's gonna be very interesting because Jackson Hayes is amazing, and he's young, and he's up and coming. But it's gonna be a tough game to win. The way we win is by we have to score a lot because Pelicans defense isn't too good, And so we have to take the opportunity to make all those 3-point shots that we're going to get because the Pelicans going to come to play. I don't expect Luke Kennard to have a big game. This is going to have to be a Blake and Andre type of game because you got Drew Holiday and Lonzo in the backcourt. He ain't going to be able to do too much. So we're going to need our small forward position to really step up this game.
Who's going to guard Blake from the Pelicans standpoint without Zion being there?
Nobody going to guard Blake. Blake going to eat.
Exactly. I thought
Blake will eat. He will eat because you're going to have – well, no, they're going to put Kendrick Williams on him. Kendrick Williams is actually a really good defender. But Blake should eat this game. But that's not – you're going to need more than that. Because you got Drew Holiday. JJ, the Pelicans is one of those 4 teams that got players over because you got JJ. Well, no, they got 3 players. JJ is averaging 20. B.I.'s averaging 25. Drew Holiday is averaging like 19 or 20. They're going to cause a lot of issues.
It's going to be a revenge game for Christian Wood, too, for the team who cut him.
Maybe so.
I just hope we don't play Thought Maker this game. Business Post, man. What do you want to see Monday?
If we play hold on. If we play Thought Maker, Lonzo will pick him apart. Play after play after play. I guarantee you he will get a ball to Jackson Hayes 10 times in a row.
Matter.
David Jackson. Jackson Hayes is an absolute monster.
It doesn't matter who's out there, who's ever Thon's guard. They're gonna pick them apart, bro. It doesn't matter who it is. It doesn't matter if it's Zion. It doesn't matter if it's Zoe. It doesn't matter if it's the Water Boy. It don't matter, dude. Thion. I'm combining players now. I wish he was Thion.
Oh snap! Thion Maker.
No, Thon's gonna get picked apart no matter who he plays against. Pistons Post though, man. What are you looking to see from the Pistons versus the Pelicans Monday night?
I am looking to see what I saw against the Pacers. Chemistry, being able to close out games. It is going to be a really hard game because they can score. Like J-Mo said, Brandon Ingram is going to pick us apart. We just need to play defense. We need to really limit the turnovers because, I mean, last game we just kind of went back to our, the old team in the beginning of the year. But no turnovers, good defense. We need to play physical because they got some, big, strong guys over there. So that is what I'm looking to see.
Bravo, you back? All right. So I'm looking at the standings here. New Orleans Pelicans are 6-16. They have lost 7 games in a row. This could be a trap game for the Detroit Pistons.
That's what I'm saying.
It's going to be something the Pistons can't overlook because I thought the Pelicans were going to be better than this even without Zion. But again, they've been missing. Coaching and injuries. We had that coach here when we had Grant Hill. I'm not really impressed with them. But again, when you got Zion out, you got Zoe out. I mean, the list can go on and on for over there.
They're Holiday, Ingram.
Yeah, I mean, they've all been banged up. So it's in New Orleans. It's going to be tough. They are 4-8 at home. Hopefully, we can make that 4-9. But the Pistons got to come out focused, man. They have to come out focused. They can't come out lackluster. This could be a trap game for them. We could end up losing to the Pelicans because I thought the Pelicans, like I said, I thought were going to be better than this. Some of us on here, I'm not going to say name. J-Mo had them as a playoff team.
I was about to say Pelicans, just like the Pistons, they're way better than their record. They've just been injured. And I remember last time Lonzo played when he was a Laker and he played Blake, he held him to no rebounds, and him and Kuzma were doing real good defense on Blake. So we're going to have to come to play.
It's going to be – I think it's going to be a dogfight, to be honest with you, no matter if it's going to be a trap game or not. There's just matchups across the board. I want to see Andre and Blake still have good games, and I think they should. But, with Zoe being back and they're a young team, they're going to be running in transition. So this is going to be a game where the Pistons cannot turn the ball over. And that's been one of the key factors for the Pistons all season is not turning the ball over. And they did a pretty good job against Indiana the other night of not turning the ball over in crunch time. But with a point guard like Lonzo, he can throw a pass from one side of the court to the other like Patrick Mahomes. This guy is accurate with his passes. So, I mean, if you turn the ball over with Zion over there, or not Zion, but Zoe, he's going to throw the ball and get an assist, and they're going to run in transition. So, this is going to be the crucial factor for the Pistons is not turn the ball over. and the Pistons have made pretty decent second half adjustments. Last night they got tore apart in the third quarter, but made adjustments for the fourth quarter and made a run on Indiana. Were able to pull away. I think the team that makes the best second half adjustments is going to win. But again, New Orleans' fault has been their coaching. Their coaching is worse than Dwayne Casey. So all complain about Dwayne Casey. Watch some Pelican games, man.
Yeah, but the thing with the Pelicans is if the Pistons want to win, you have to make Lonzo have a bad shooting night. If Lonzo's hitting threes, it's a wrap. I mean, I know he's shooting 36% right now, but if he hitting threes, it's a wrap. You got to make sure that you shut him down and can make him have a bad game. Because like if he's playing well, the Pelicans can't be.
Tone Capone said, shout out to Casey, put a stop to Andre and Reggie's ego so everyone can go on the same page with the bench that puts up 70 up twice. We good. You know, that is something that I haven't seen it with Reggie yet because Reggie hasn't played but one game this season, but Andre does look better this season. You know, he doesn't have his head down like he used to. I think Dwayne Casey's got these guys playing together. Dwayne Casey's not the greatest coach, but like we just said, the Pelicans have a worse coach. So Dwayne Casey has done better and improved as the season gets going on. So I'm looking forward to seeing what Dwayne Casey can do with Andre and Reggie as the season gets back. I'm really curious to see what he's going to do with Reggie when Reggie comes back. So J-Mo, man, what is going to be the deciding point in this game? And who do you got winning this game Monday?
The deciding point is Andre Drummond. How well will Andre Drummond play? Among all of the factors, if Andre has a dominant 2020 game, the Pelicans will find a hard time trying to win. But I really don't know who's going to win this game, to be honest. But I'm gonna go with the Pelicans because I don't know. I don't trust our defense to stop all that scoring. I really don't. I don't know what we're going to do with B.I. or Drew Holiday. And then you have J.J. Redick. Like I said, he's been averaging 20 points the last 10 games. I don't know how we're going to defend all those. But if Andre has 20-20, we'll win this game.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going final lock Pistons?
I'm going to go with the Pelicans.
Okay. Pistons post, man. Who wins this game Monday and why?
I mean, it's really about Andre because when Andre has a good game, the Pistons have a good game. I mean, their stats prove it. I don't have them with me right now, but, still, if Andre plays good, I'll take the Pistons. But if, our defense falls apart, the Pelicans will win this game with ease because they have a very good defense, and we don't have, offense, and we don't have the best defense, So we need to play physical, and we need to play hard. Because without that, it will be a blowout. So I will take the Pelicans.
Oh, so we got 2 for the Pelicans. All right. Well, I'll be the fanboy and I'll go with the Detroit Pistons. Detroit Pistons are 9-14, nothing to brag home about. Like I said, the New Orleans Pelicans are 6-16. But the Pistons got some momentum, man. Like I said, they went on a 3-1 run this past week. Only team they lost to was Milwaukee. They blew out the Cavs. They blew out San Antonio. And they just had a good, hard-fought fight with the Indiana Pacers. So I think that this team is starting to get some momentum. Now, again, they were supposed to blow out the Cavs. They were supposed to blow out the Spurs. They were supposed to beat Indiana without Victor Oladipo. Those were 3 teams they were supposed to beat. But they fought against Milwaukee. But playing them off of back-to-back, they got tired. So I'm not really counting that. It's a loss. I didn't predict the Pistons to win that. But when you got a team that's getting momentum, they're starting to come together. Like we talked about earlier, Blake looks healthy. He's playing great. Luke Kennard's having a breakout season. Derrick Rose is coming off the bench, averaging 16. Andre's a nightly not a triple-double, but a double-double threat, let alone a 20-20 threat. Blake Griffin was a player who can go off for a triple-double at any point in time. I'm surprised he's been struggling to get those since he's been here in Detroit. But he's due for one coming up, especially with not all of his athleticism being back yet. He's getting some dunks, but I'm going with Detroit. The Pelicans, like we talked about, got some bad coaching. They're young. They don't have all their chemistry yet. And in basketball, you have 5 guys. So chemistry is.
I'm gonna ask you this: who's the best player on the floor?
Blake Griffin.
he has to play like it. He can't, and when I say that, he can't play to a wash. He has to play like I'm better than everybody else on the court. And at 80% Blake Griffin, I don't think he's gonna be able to do that. I think he'll play BI or Drew Holiday to a wash, and then you go to Andre, what he's gonna do. Luke Kennard, I'm not expecting much. They put Drew Holiday on Luke Kennard, it's over. I'm just gonna be 100. But we'll see. We'll see. It just comes to our bench, man. If Langston Galloway and Christian Wood can ball out, we can win. If Derrick Rose can ball out, we can win.
I'll say this about the Pelicans, man. JJ Redick is a Pistons killer. JJ is going to have a good game. He always has a good game against us. But you made a good point of Luke and him pretty much being even at this point. So I think they'll balance out. But I just don't see anyone on the Pelicans roster that's going to take Blake Griffin out of the game. Even if you want to put Zoe on him, okay, that's cool. I mean, we got other players we can score the ball through. I think that Derrick Rose is going to be an impactful player in this one. Drew Holiday's nice, but he's not Derrick Rose.
I'm better than Derrick Rose.
Oh, I don't know.
Right now? What are you talking about?
I'm taking Derrick Rose, bro.
No, Drew Holiday is a much better player right now.
I like both players, bro. Don't get me twisted. I'm taking Derrick Rose.
It's not even a debate. He averaged more points. He's a better defender. He's a better shooter.
Well, he gets more minutes.
It's not a debate. You think Derrick Rose is shoot better than Drew Holiday with more minutes?
Shoot better, no.
Be more impactful, yes.
No, man. Y'all underestimate how good Drew Holiday is.
He attacks the rim better. He pushes the tempo better. Drew's nice. Drew's a better defender. Drew's a better shooter.
He does not attack the rim better. Drew Holiday is one of the best finishers in the league, man. Like I said, y'all gonna learn. Y'all underestimate how good he is.
You know who Derrick Rose is, my man? Derrick
Rose is coming off of injuries, and he's giving you 19 a game, playing great. But Drew Holiday is a lockdown defender, and he's giving you 20 a night and 5 assists. He's better than Derrick Rose.
You just said he was a better scorer at the rim than D Rose.
He is.
At the rim? No.
Yes. No. Every move that we've seen Derrick Rose do, I've seen Drew Holiday do this year. Drew Holiday is amazing at scoring at the basket, man. The dude against the Phoenix Suns, he had 25 and he only missed 3 shots. The dude is the real deal. He's that's why they call him the most underrated player in the NBA, because he is. He's better than Derrick Rose, man. That's not even a question.
He's good. He's really good. He's a better shooter. He's a better defender. Derrick Rose is definitely a better finisher at the rim, bro. It's Derrick Rose.
No.
100%.
No.
Hey, a lot of the chat's not agreeing with you this time, JMO. Hey,
I've watched both teams play.
We will see.
That's the thing. I watch both teams play.
Google me, JMO. Google me.
Hey, man, Google me, man. Drew Holiday is very underrated, man.
He is very underrated.
Yes, he is. There are both really good players, but I think D Rose has that.
I think
he's
Drew
more
Holiday is
when he gets
better,
more
and
minutes.
it's not even close.
I'm not trying to dog Drew.
Derrick Rose can't play 35 minutes a night.
He can.
If they let him.
Hurt.
If they let him.
Derrick Rose would get hurt. Come on, man. And even if he played 35 minutes a night, what do you think he's going to average?
If he played 35
I like D Rose, but he's not a
35,
superstar, bro. Y'all got to chill out.
Bro, he would average.
He would average over 25.
100%.
No, y'all crazy. Y'all got to chill out.
Okay, well, he's playing.
I like D Rose, but he's on the bench
points.
for a reason. Y'all got to chill out. He's not the same guy. He's not a superstar anymore. He's a very, very good scorer at this point in his career.
Yeah,
Drew Holiday is a much better player. It's not even close. Like when I say it's not even close, I'm not being disrespectful. It's not even close.
We'll find out Monday, bro. We'll find out.
Oh, we're gonna find out.
We'll find out. It's
gonna
be
find out for sure.
Hey, let's talk one matchup to another now, man, because this is getting good. I like this stuff. But was it Thursday?
What's up? I can hear you guys. It's very clear right now. I put in finally on the computer right now.
Hey, I told you, man. A computer works better than the phone. Right. Real quick, Bravo. Who do you got winning? Pistons or Pelicans?
Me?
Yeah.
I think the Pistons should win. And I don't know if the Pelicans, the Pelicans statistically have a very good records against us. We struggle against them, but look at it. We're playing better right now. We're on a good streak, let's call it that way. And we are also playing better defense, and I think we're getting a couple of days off. We should be able to win this game. If we're not winning this game, I don't want to watch your Pistons anymore. Have suck.
All right. So this Thursday, the Detroit Pistons are taking on my second team. So this is a good week for the DSA. We're taking on Monday. We're taking on JMO's second team, the Pelicans. Thursday, we're taking on my second team, the Mavericks, in Mexico City. It does count as a home game for the Pistons, so that's what sucks. Right now, Dallas is number 2 in the West. I didn't see that one coming, but Luka has been going off all season. Right now, they are 15-6. That is really impressive from the Dallas Mavericks. It's been fun to watch. Rob, I'm going to pass this one to you, man. Who wins in Mexico City, Dallas or the Detroit Pistons?
It depends if we beat the Pelicans. We should be. I'm gonna say if we beat the Pelicans, we probably have a good momentum, and we can maybe try to win in Dallas against Dallas. But it's just really a different ball game playing against Dallas. We played them. We have a good matchup against them before, and I think our matchup against Dallas is probably better than statistically than New Orleans. So
yeah, I was about to. If we beat the Pelicans, I can guarantee we beat Dallas. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Because Dallas is just Luka. And you don't have to stop him to beat them. The thing is, teams are playing like idiots against them. That's the best way I can describe it. With Andre Drummond and Blake Griffin, I don't. If we beat the Pelicans, we gonna beat them.
Well, that's a game Andre needs to go off on because, again, no one on Dallas has got a good chance to stop Dre. We'll see Kristaps on Blake.
Who's stopping Blake?
They're going to put Kristaps on. I'm not saying it's going to be
Kristaps? Thin Staps? That's what I'm start calling him, bro. He a twig.
I mean, they might put him on Dre. I don't know. I went there in the preseason, and both Luka and Kristaps played. Blake and him did go at it. It was a good, interesting matchup. Kristaps did go crazy from the three-point line. The problem with me in this matchup is we put Bruce Brown on Luka, and Luka tore him apart this preseason. He had him going all over the place. So Bruce is going to need to step up this game, and because he's going to have to play Luka. They're going to put him on Luka. Right, wrong, or indifferent, that's going to be his matchup. So this is going to be a game where Bruce is going to get a lot of minutes just for defensive purposes, but Luka has been going off. There's a reason Luka's in the MVP conversation. He's hitting step-back threes on people like LeBron James, a good defender. LeBron's actually playing defense this year. He hit a step-back three to seal the deal against the King. He's hitting step-back. He looks like a white James Harden right now. I mean, he's playing all over the place. Step back, bro.
But he does, though. That's the funny part. But I was going to say about Luka, I think we should just double Luka. Like, Bruce Brown, I don't want him guarding Luka. Man, we don't got nobody that can guard Luka. The Pelicans have Drew Holiday and Lonzo. They couldn't guard Luka. They playing Luka tonight too. But if they can't guard Luka, nobody can guard Luka. So
I think
just double Luka.
Do a good job on him.
Kawhi and Paul George and them, they doubled him a lot.
They got
they
beat
did.
Right?
Clippers. Did they win?
I don't remember who won that game.
No, the Mavericks. No, lost that game.
Did they?
But Luka had like 21-6, so they did stop Luka. But putting Kawhi on Luka, he's a small forward. So, but that's the one team that has done it. But we got Kawhi. Like what? We got Paul George. Like what?
Yeah, we got Tony Snell, bro.
Hey man, Tony Snell and Bruce Brown is gonna get 8 alive. Like I just say, just double team them and make the other guys beat us.
This is going to be another
Even though he can pick us apart with his passing through a double team. That's why he's so good.
You know what really separates the Mavericks and the Pelicans, though, from matchup-wise, besides Luka, is coaching. The Mavericks have Rick Carlisle. He is a very, very underrated coach. Mavericks play strong defense. It's going to be a dogfight like it was against Indiana. Watch the previous matchups throughout the last 2-3 years, the last couple of years of Dirk, when they really didn't have anybody. Really before Luka, this team plays tough defense. They're pesty. They play smart. They don't commit too many errors. And when you have a player like Luka who can go off for anywhere between 15 to 40 points a night and get a triple-double, we are going to have our hands full with this matchup. And don't overlook Porzingis, man. A lot of people are just talking about Luka. Porzingis is playing pretty decent over there right now.
I mean, he's playing decent, but he's coming off an ACL. He's not the same.
I know.
It's gonna take him a full season. He's giving you like 16 points a game. I mean, like, you know.
But when you got a player like that, I mean, he has improved his 3-point shooter. He was a good 3-point shooter coming in. And even off the ACL, I mean, ACLs don't really affect your 3-point shooting because you're not athletic shooting threes. You don't have to be, at least. He's improved that aspect of his game. He's a good passer. I'm very curious to see how good Dow's is going to be next year when he's healthy.
B-ball crash it. Yeah, you stop this. He says if Dre needs to have 20 games for us to beat teams like the Pelicans, no one is saying what Luke needs to do. Luke is expendable. Well, you got to learn the game of basketball and learn both teams. It doesn't matter what Luke does unless he's scoring 40 because J.J. Redick is going to match his point total. Luke is going to get his average. But we need somebody like Andre to have such a defensive impact and offensive rebound impact on the game that it allows us to win. Luke is going to score, but the Pelicans have some of the best scorers in the game of basketball. They will score points. It's going to be a high-scoring game. So let's not do that. Luke is anything but expendable. Last game Luke didn't play, we lost. I don't even care if it was against the Bucks, but I'm just being 100.
Don't get J-Mo mistaken. He is a Pelicans. I should say he's a Lonzo fanboy, but Luke is his boy, man. You guys gotta watch it how you talk about Luke. Just saying.
Luke, my favorite player on the team, bro. You better Luke and Sekou. Y'all better chill out.
J-Mo's 10 Commandments, number 1 on there is thou shalt not talk bad about Luke Kennard.
Facts.
So let's go ahead and finish this one up. Bravo, he went with the Pistons. Pistons post, who's going to win this matchup and why?
I feel like if we could hold Luka to 20 to 25 points, I think we can win. I mean, I don't think the Mavericks have, that much of depth, so I feel like Andre or Blake, whoever guards Kristaps, they both can. I think they can guard him. But if we could hold Luka to 20 to 25 points, I think we definitely can win this game.
J-Mo, man, who's going to win this matchup? Who, what, where, why, and how?
Is this a home game or a road game?
It's technically a home game, but it's in Mexico City.
Oh, it's in Mexico City. It's a Mexico City game. I got the Pistons winning this game because of Blake Griffin. Blake Griffin is going to take this personal. He's going to be all up in Luka, and he's going to come at his throat. And I think that's going to cause Blake to have a good game. And I think everyone else will be able to feed off of that energy, and Andre will have a good game. I think everyone collectively, like D Rose, Luke, I think everyone is going to chip in, like to get this win. But I do think we'll be able to win this game. I think we have our front court is just a little bit too much for them. We just got to keep Luka under, we got to keep him 30 or under. I know Pistons supposed to 25 or under, but if he scores 30 and he has to take 25 shots to get it, I'm fine with that. So even 21 shots, 22 shots to get it. But I think we can beat the Mavericks because of our front court.
I think Luke Kennard is going to have to be the factor in this one. Everyone keeps talking about Luka this and Luka that, and no one's talking about Luke. Luke's having a very good NBA season. I think he's going to have a good matchup. I don't really think anyone at the 2-guard position is going to be able to clamp him up. Really, they have. I don't know who they're going to put Luka on defensively against us. They might put him on Bruce, but I think the best bet is putting him on Kennard. I think that's the most likely matchup for him. I don't know. We're going to have to wait to see. I don't know who they're going to put Luka on. I really don't. But Luke Kennard needs to have a pretty good game this game. However, I'm going the opposite direction. I think Dallas is going to beat us on the sole factor that it's in Mexico City. That's pretty close to Texas. Texas are going to come out there and support their team. The Pistons can't even sell out LCA every game. So
That is Texas.
Is it in Texas?
It is Texas. It's Mexico City. It's the same thing. They're all Mexicans in there.
Oh, well, I don't know my geography. But anyway, they're going to go out there. They're going to support the Mavericks. Pistons fans, they don't really travel too much. There'll be a couple there. But it's really going to be a home game for the Dallas Mavericks. So I really think that the NBA is going to put their best reps out there because Luka is a franchise player right now. He's going to get a lot of the benefits of the calls. Blake Griffin hasn't been getting his superstar calls like he has been the last few years. So I think that Luka's going to get all the fouls that he wants. That's going to play a factor into it, but really it's going to be a home game for the Mavericks. So that's the only reason I'm taking them in this one. It's going to be a good fight, though. It's going to be a good fight. Both of these are my teams. I won't be mad who wins. I won't be mad.
Yeah,
who
me and Drew mad conflicted because it's only two teams that we like. Both of us. So, and the Pistons happen to face both of those two teams next. So
hey, you can't make this stuff up, man. It was
for real
happen. So it's awesome. I wish I was looking at it and I forgot it was in Mexico City because oh dude, I can't believe I didn't buy tickets to this game. But it's in Mexico City. And I'm not going to Mexico City to watch a basketball game. So,
of course not.
So I am going with the Mavericks, but the rest of you guys picked the Pistons. So there's a 3-1. Warriors blew a 3-1 lead in the finals. There is our connection to that one. Let's go ahead and transition to outside of the Detroit Pistons for right now. Before we start opening things up to questions, we got a couple more topics to talk about and some news around the league. Right now, both the Milwaukee Bucks and the Los Angeles Lakers are 20-3. That is right. They have 20 wins and 3 losses. Both of them are leading their conferences and look to be NBA final favorites. This would be a pretty good matchup. But bravo, man. Who is the better team out of the LA Lakers and the Milwaukee Bucks right now?
Oh, man. Better team. It's hard because they're really both equally matched. And I think they have Giannis. He's really better than LeBron right now. But if you really ask me who's going to win, I think the better team who plays defense is going to win. So I'm going to pick up probably the Lakers, but everything is possible. The Bucks, if they have a good matchup against, we haven't seen those teams play together in this season. I want to watch them to see how their matchup goes. That's a huge thing for me to know because I think the Bucks is a really good defensive team, but we know very well Chris Middleton chokes in the end. This guy is not really a good winner at the end in the final games. He can beat us. He can beat teams like minor teams, but he chokes against the big teams. So I'm probably going to lean towards the Lakers at this point.
Pistons Post, man. Who do you got? Who's the best team in the league right now? Is it the Los Angeles Showtime Lakers or is it Cream City Milwaukee Bucks?
The Bucks. I mean, they got Giannis, and Giannis is unstoppable. And they got Chris Middleton. I mean, they got everybody. They got depth, they got defense, they got offense. They have everything. I feel like the Lakers sometimes can be one-dimensional. I still think they are a top. I mean, of course, the Lakers are a top 5 team in the NBA, of course. But I think the Bucks would win that.
So you guys are both going with Milwaukee right now? Is that who you went with, Bravo?
No,
I thought he picked the Lakers.
You picked the Lakers, so we're 1-1 right now. All right, JMO. Let's see what you got. You could be.
I'm gonna ask the whole panel, and I think everyone should feel the same way. Who's the third best team?
I mean, I think statistically, record-wise, it's the Mavericks.
No, I'm talking, man. Come on, man.
Clippers.
And what did Milwaukee just do to them?
They blew
exactly.
them.
They destroyed. They beat them worse than they beat us. They destroyed them.
But it's not a final. It's not a final. And Milwaukee is on a winning streak. Obviously, they're going to play very well.
But you have Paul George and Kawhi Leonard and Lou Williams and Montrezl Harrell. You down by 40? Nah. You got waxed. And
it's not a final. I don't think so.
What does the final have to do with that?
It definitely changes things around. The finals.
We're talking about Milwaukee being the best team.
Right now,
we're not talking about them winning the championship.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the final. Okay.
You said who's winning who's the best team in the NBA right now, and that's why Milwaukee is the best team. Yeah, I'm not overrating the Lakers losing in the first game, but it's the first game of the season. I could care less, honestly. Like home openers mean nothing to me, but Milwaukee Bucks are just different. And they always say in the playoffs, you got to take your lumps. Well, we look at Giannis' career. He took his lumps, lost in the first round of Boston, came back, lost in the Eastern Conference Final. Now this team looks ready. They look more dangerous. I almost think if Kawhi was still a Raptor, I would pick the Bucks and be more confident about it because of Giannis' improvement. And they just look like a team who's lost, and they're hungry now. And they're going to be on a roll. I think this team's going to win about 65 games. They're going to win a lot of games. And with the Lakers, I mean, they're the Lakers. But I just think Milwaukee is better defensively. They have better shooting, and the Lakers do have two superstars, but you have Giannis elevating a team. This Milwaukee Bucks team reminds me of the 66-win Cavaliers when they lost to Dwight Howard, I think. That's the kind of team they look like. It's just like when one guy's elevating everyone and taking it to a different level.
That's not a good comparison because on that team for the Cavs when LeBron came out, they sucked. The thing that has been good about both the Lakers and the Bucks is that when either LeBron goes out or Giannis goes out, they can still score. Giannis was out of the game against the Detroit Pistons for us watching it, and they went on a run. I mean, they were doing good with Giannis out there, but when he was out of the game, we took Blake out. People like Bledsoe did good against us. Ersan Ilyasova, the Lopez brothers, they're deep. They're deep, and both the Lopez brothers are very, very underrated. Eric Bledsoe's underrated. They might not be playing as good as they were.
Robin shooting threes now, and he's making them too.
Dude, I didn't even see that one coming. He shot out three. I'm like, oh, that ain't going in, and it was swish like he got a green light. It's crazy. I think that they're both very deep. They're both very close. But when you have the best player in the league, like Giannis, I think he is the best player in the league right now. I know a lot of you guys are going to have that up for debate. But when you have the best player in the league and the best record in the league, I have to take the best player and the best record. I'm going Milwaukee Bucks on this one. I do like the Clippers, but they did just have Kawhi and Paul George play the same game and did get blown out by the Bucks. So that shows when you got your best two players in the game and Giannis had his way. I'm going Milwaukee. It's close. It's close between them and the Lake Show. I'm going Milwaukee though. Who did you take, Demo?
I took Milwaukee too, but I think Giannis is the best player in the world. And a lot of people have a hard time giving people that term where you don't have championships. But as a Kobe Bryant fan, when Kobe was winning like his last two chips, you could argue LeBron was better. He just wasn't winning the championships. And I don't even care if Giannis loses this year. He's the best player on the planet. So regardless of that, and his team is showing, and he hungry, man. I don't see anybody beating him in the East. I think them and the Lakers are on a collision course unless the Lakers get upset by the Rockets or the Clippers. I think they're going to end up meeting in the finals.
They make some good points. You know, we said the same thing last year about Milwaukee. They did look pretty good. The thing that Toronto had that beat them was Kawhi. He was a good individual defender, but the thing that they did was play.
I think it was defense.
Yeah, they played good.
That team defense reminded me of what the Spurs did to LeBron. Like, I mean, you had Kawhi giving you the time of your life, you know, and then after you get past him, if you get past him, you got three defenders in the game. Like, it's hard to deal with something like that. But see, Giannis is better now, so they're not gonna be able to do that. That's the thing.
He's still inconsistent from the 3-point line, but he is.
Yeah, but it's about passing out of double teams too.
Right.
That's another thing he struggled with. He couldn't pass out of the double teams because sometimes he would split them, but he couldn't pass out to double teams. So he's better. He's just better overall. Dude get better every year, man. It's just crazy.
And he's only 24 or something like that, so he can still get better. It's scary.
His birthday was yesterday, so he's 25.
Oh, he's 25 now. Well,
yeah.
happy birthday,
still young, my age, bro. You young, bro.
It's crazy. His shot's gonna come. It's gonna get there. It's still not pretty yet, but it's gonna get there, man. And once he gets there, just high 30%, low 40%. If he gets remotely close to that, it's a wrap and it's over. You can say goodbye to your double teams. You can say goodbye to your chances of winning the East. It will be officially over. It's scary. There's a reason they call him the Greek Freak. We haven't seen a player like this, man. So I'm very curious to see some playoff matchups. I say this every stream, man. I'm ready for some playoff basketball, man. Playoff basketball is just different, bro. But
I mean, regular season got a lot more meaning. You know, that last Bucks game was more of a playoff. Like, I love what we did to the Bucks in that game. I don't care. Like, ruffle their feathers because we probably gonna have to see them again. If y'all know what I'm saying.
Right. At the end of the day, they gotta go out there and prove it. Still, there's a reason they're the favorites, but playoff basketball is a different breed. We gotta see what's gonna happen.
We need to throw Bruce Brown on Giannis and break his leg.
Oh, stop it, Bravo.
Hey, chill out. Chill out, man.
For those of you guys who have missed it throughout the week, if you don't have Twitter, Facebook, ESPN app, or the NBA app, The New York Knicks went ahead and fired David Fizdale. Reports were he didn't have a whole lot of the locker room's attention. Players didn't respect him, and they were the New York Knicks and had some of the worst records in the last couple years since he's under his stint. Bravo, man. How do you feel about the New York Knicks going on and separating their ways from David Fizdale?
I feel good. Because I hope that New York blow it out and we get their players. I'm just kidding. So I feel terrible for Fizdale. I really like the guy, and but I think there's too much stuff, too much drama going in New York, and they have to start all over again, starting with a new GM, a new president of basketball operation. I think they have to do it that way, and it's a drama. I'm watching actually some channels on the New York Knicks because I like the Knicks. I mean, it's one of my favorite teams because I like the city. But there's a lot of debates about why they fired him. I think the reason why they think he's not good because he wasn't doing very good in Memphis. Some of the Memphis fans were talking bad about Fizdale, and now the Knicks fans talking bad about him. But I don't think that's the reason. I think the reason is just the bad management and the whole ownership. They don't know how to manage the team, and they're just terrible. So it's a start, but I don't know if they're gonna need to fire. They need to fire the rest of the people in the general manager area. So they have to start all over. It's not just enough. This team is not good because you can't just win NBA basketball with role players. Obviously, you need a star player. You need someone to carry the team. And for them not going after Anthony Davis in the offseason was a huge mistake, even Kyrie Irving. I don't know why they didn't really go over them. So that's the reason. I think they're losing because of multiple average role players. They're not going to win basketball games against any team which has a star player. They're also rookies. They don't even know how to throw in their rookies. One day they throw in their Ntilikina, and the other day they throw in Dennis Smith Jr., and the other day they throw this guy who was I forgot this other player who used to play for the Orlando Magic, the point guard. I forgot his name. But they don't know. They didn't even play in their rookies very well. So it's just a messed up team, man.
Part of the reason I believe he got fired, I do call the Knicks the Lions of the basketball world because they're kind of similar.
Yeah,
they never
are.
won anything. But
Yeah.
they ruined Dennis Smith Jr. Where did he go? He had a bright future in Dallas. He looked like he was going to be a very solid point guard. He goes to New York. He plays pretty solid for him year number one, but here he's been playing terrible. They got like 15 power forwards on their team. And it's not all on Fizdale. I mean, he didn't bring all those guys in there, but ownership, GM have made some poor decisions. This is like the third time they had to fire everybody. They brought in Phil Jackson, what was it, 3 years ago? And that fell apart. They had to blow it all up then. They're going to blow it all up again now. They've been rebuilding since Patrick Ewing and Carmelo Anthony days. I mean, it has been just a dumpster fire over there, especially since the whole Melo era.
But with the Knicks is Fizdale wanted out apparently, and if I was him, I would want out too. But he was not a good coach. The rotations were horrible. Like Bravo said, one day you throwing Dennis Smith out there, another day it's Alonzo Trier. Alonzo Trier is probably a top 3 player on that team, and he went like a week without playing, like 7 games, like not playing at all. That's the Knicks. And that's all I gotta say, man. They're a trash organization.
They're the Knicks. That's all I gotta say.
That's the Knicks, man.
Pistons Post, man. What do you got to say on this matter?
I'm sorry. Can you repeat the question real quick?
Well, how do you feel about the Knicks moving on from David Fizdale?
David Fizdale. I mean, I don't think it's his fault. I think it's Scott Perry and Steve Mills. Honestly, I don't think he really did anything wrong. Like Bravo said, it's just all bad management. Honestly, I mean, I don't think this team has been good since Carmelo Anthony. I don't think they will be until they find the right management.
So let's move on from one coach to another.
Are you ready for this? I heard Stan Van Gundy on the show the other day. He was talking nice about the Knicks. Maybe we'll see Stan Van Gundy in there.
Hey, I hope so. I hope he gets over there and then he ruins that over there. Work, right? They don't really need Stan Van Gundy to make it worse. They're already pretty bad. But let's move on from one coaching news to another one. JMO, I know you're a Michigan fan. I don't know, Piston Post, are you a Michigan fan?
No, I'm Michigan State.
Okay. Bravo, are you a Michigan fan?
Probably neither.
Okay. So JMO, man.
Hey, go blue over here, man. Whatever.
So you're gonna have the most knowledge and insight on this one because you watched I almost said MSU. You watched U of M basketball the most, but reportedly John Beilein is having a tough go in Cleveland, trying to capture that locker room. I'm not quite sure what the dispute is, but reports are it's kind of similar to what you were hearing towards the end of his Wolverine days of him having some beef with some players and doing a lot of simple basketball drills and stuff like that. JMO, man, what are your thoughts on the tensions between the Cavs and Beilein right now?
It's music to my ears, music to my ears. I'm happy because I'm sorry. I'm gonna be very unapologetic about it. I wish all bad things on John Beilein. I will never forgive you for leaving Michigan and then going to Ohio. I will never forgive you. I don't care, man. I hate John Beilein. I'm glad he's not successful. You should have stayed in college where you belong. You're not an NBA level coach. I never thought he was. Chasing the bag, chasing after the money, and now you can't get your players to buy into your system because you don't have a system for the NBA because you've never done it before. That's all I got to say, man. I'm so glad he's doing bad, though. It's wonderful to hear.
Real quick. Tony, thank you for the $1.99. He wants to know who can we snag from the Knicks in a trade. Personally, I'd go after Dennis Smith Jr. I still think he's got a ton of potentials. RJ Barrett looks nice. I don't know if they're going to move on from him, but Dennis Smith Jr. We need a point guard. So Frank Nila.
I don't want Dennis Smith. I want Alonzo Trier. That's what I want. I don't think they would give him up, but to me, Dennis Smith is not a point guard. He's a 2 guard. He's just short.
I mean, he's got a ton of potential either way. I don't really think that there's a ton of guys who are going to come in from the New York Knicks and change this franchise or anything like that. Pistons Post, man, who would you want from the Knicks via trade if they're available?
Either Dennis Smith Jr. or Frank Ntilikina.
Bravo, real quick, who would you want from the Knicks via trade?
Kill them. Give me RJ Barrett.
All righty.
But I don't think so. I'm looking more realistic. I'm probably going to go with, if you ask me, I'd go with Mitchell Robinson, and I get a center for a center, and I get like a matching contract, like maybe like one of their bigger contract. Who's the guy who's playing Randall? I get Randall and Mitchell Robinson. I don't know if they accept.
Marvin, you make a good point, man. I don't think Michigan's going to miss Beilein at all due to the fact that Howard has come in here, and Michigan players look way happier, bro. They're over here dancing and stuff. I mean, they look happy at Howard.
All right, look. So y'all wrote. I know John Beilein took us to 2 national championships, one of which was stolen from us. So we supposed to be national champions. Let's see Howard do that first.
Well, they're ranked number 4, so I mean they got a good shot, bro.
Yeah, they just got smoked by Louisville.
Yeah, tomatoes. Pistons Post, man, what are your thoughts on the whole Cavs and Beilein tension right now?
Well, John Beilein can't coach an NBA team. We have figured that out pretty quickly. I don't think anybody in the locker room likes him. I mean, he's treating the team like, a bunch of 10-year-olds doing simple basketball drills. I don't think it's really ever going to work out with him coaching.
We'll have to wait and see. Part of being coach is, no matter on what sport it is getting the players you want into your system. And I don't really think Cleveland's done a good job of getting the players that he's wanted. Bravo, man. What are your thoughts on the matter? What do you think is the dealio with the Cavs and Beilein?
It's obvious. He's a college basketball coach. He's not an NBA coach. He coaches young kids, and he's trying to coach young men right now. It doesn't work. So the guy is old as fuck. He would not change his style of coaching. He's probably going to talk to NBA players like college kids. He's not going to change. So it's obvious. let him suffer. I hope they fire him tomorrow. I hope so.
He called him old.
You didn't have to do him like that, bro.
Man, I hate him, man. I mean, let him be fired.
Hey, I'm with you, bro. I'm with you,
Hey.
bro.
You guys are coming at this the wrong way, man. As Pistons fans first, they should keep him because we just blew them out. That's my
facts.
Hey,
I mean, we always beat the Cavs, though.
I mean,
No,
you're not
I want him to
wrong.
be fired immediately.
I'm not worried about it because either way, Cleveland's gonna mess it up. The only reason Cleveland was decent is because they had LeBron, and LeBron brought in whoever he wanted to bring in. I mean, even if they fire him, they're gonna bring in someone stupid. They'll bring in Jeff Van Gundy if New York's gonna bring in Stan Van Gundy. So either way, they'll mess it up. So I'm not really worried about it either way.
Bro, I think.
What's that, JMO?
No, I was trying to figure out what's the Cavs record.
Bad.
I think they're like 4-18 or something.
Oh my goodness. Hey, tank for LaMelo.
They're gonna try to tank for LaMelo. It doesn't matter who they get, bro. It
doesn't matter.
Suck.
You're right. Yeah.
I'm pulling up the record right now. They are 5-16. So that's not
In
not
the
good.
East.
In the East.
Like you 5-16 in the West, that's still very terrible. But you in the West, 5-16 in the East. Oh, you trash.
They're only 6 games out of the 8 seed, bro. They got shot
because it's the East.
I mean, technically, New York still got. I mean, no one's eliminated from the playoffs yet, but that's not in the East. That's not good. I think Chicago is someone's going to fire their coach too. They don't look like they respect their coach at all either.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's very, very interesting to see what's going to be happening with the East because I think there is some pressure on these teams in the East to do good now because it's weak. I mean, look at Detroit. Detroit's 9-14. That's not good. It's nothing to be proud of. And they're right there in the running in the conversation to still make the playoffs. You look at the West, man. The 8th seed in the West is 10-11. That's 1 game below 500. You have to at least towards the end of the season be 4 games above 500, usually in the West to make the playoff. In the East, you could be below 500 at times and still make the playoffs. So the West and the East is completely different. Right now, if the Pistons were out West, they would still be like the 12th seed. Right now, they are the 9th seed. So it's completely night and day different. So I think a lot of these teams just realize they have to play 500.
Wait, who the 8th seed?
In the West?
The East.
In the East, it's Orlando.
What's their record?
I just closed out of it. Give me one second.
10
I believe they got 11.
11-11 or 10-11.
Oh, so they're pretty good then.
They're 11-11 right now. So they're at 500.
So technically, the East better than the West. Then. It's like,
yeah, technically, yeah. How about that? Never would have imagined that. But as you guys can see on the screen right now, we are going to go ahead and answer your guys' questions. If this is your first rodeo here, all you got to do is in the chat, put a question you want us to answer. Doesn't matter if it's Pistons related or NBA related. Just go ahead and throw it in there if you have it directed to one person. So if you want to get Bravo's thought on old people, say, hey, Bravo, I got this question for you. If you want something for Pistons Post, you can tag Pistons Post on it or JMO or myself. If it's not directed to anybody, I'll just open up to the panel. Here we go from Marvin Tolbert. He says, who is your long-term realistic answer at point guard for our Pistons? I'm just going to go ahead and pass this one around. Bravo, I'm going to start with you. Who's your long-term answer at point guard for the Pistons?
Right now, I mean, if we talk in draft, I'd get Anthony Cole or LaMelo Ball. But if we're talking current NBA players, it's really hard to know who we can go with right now. I don't know an answer by the top of my head. Which one we can go with. But if you want to let's make it short. If you want to draft, I'm gonna go with LaMelo Ball or Anthony Cole. Would be a great solution for us. If you want to trade, I would probably go with maybe Drew Holiday. I don't know, maybe someone like maybe Dennis Smith Jr. I don't know.
Yeah,
Pistons Post, man. I didn't want to correct Bravo, but
I have to.
Pistons Post, man. Who's your long-term answer at point guard for the Pistons?
You already know. Jordan Bone. 100%.
I like it. I like it. Stole my answer, but okay. J-Mo, man. Who's your long-term answer at point guard?
I don't know. I'm kind of with Bravo because now if Jordan Bone does now that would be nice, but I think you either trade for D'Angelo Russell. Lonzo's not really on the trade block. I don't want Drew Holiday. As much as I like Drew Holiday, he's in year 11. I want a young guard. And then I definitely don't want Dennis Smith. Yeah. So And, like it's just like it's a slim. It's like you get D'Angelo Russell or you draft LaMelo or Cole Anthony.
Like
And
Devontae
that's
Graham.
about it. Or draft. I'll take. Like I said, I like Alonzo Trier. I mean, I like Devontae Graham, but I don't. He's not a point guard to me.
I don't think Charlotte's gonna give him up. He looks nice, so
No, there's no way they're giving him up. He's averaging 18.
yeah.
Ain't giving him up.
I think he's. They might be able to part ways with Terry Rozier, but I don't really want Terry.
I was saying I don't want Rozier. Like
I don't mind him. Hey, he'll be better for us right now. He'll make us a lot better.
Would he though?
He would make us better right now if he comes to the Pistons.
I mean, yeah, he'd be better than Bruce
He's
Brown.
healthy. Oh
He'd be
yeah,
better
he
than
can
Bruce.
play and score, but I mean, he's all right, but he's not worth the money. He's just Reggie Jackson 2.0.
But he defends, dude. He's a very good defender.
He plays defense on like Reggie. He's
I
not
don't know,
very good,
man.
but he plays.
Yeah, he's good. Yeah, I agree.
He's got a big contract for just being an above average point guard. So I mean, I don't want to touch that. I'm glad we didn't do that one, but I think Pistons Post is on the right track.
I think D'Lo, it would be the most realistic because he will be on the trade block at some point.
Absolutely. Which brings us to this one. He said, should we trade Blake for a true point guard? That might be part of the D'Lo trade. J-Mo said he didn't want to trade Blake to the Warriors because it's the Warriors. You have Blake Griffin, Steph Curry, Blake, Klay Thompson, and Draymond. Plus, they'll have a good draft pick. But we'll go ahead and pass this one around. Pistons Post, do you guys want to trade Blake for a true PG?
This is a really hard question. I don't. I mean, it just depends what the deal is. Honestly, I mean, if we're rebuilding, then I mean, yes, a young one. But if we're not going to rebuild, then keep Blake and build around what we have.
Yeah.
Personally, I'm not trading Blake, man. I think it's tough because Blake has embraced Detroit, and he's really a leader for this team. So I mean, we have to get somebody good for Blake. And I don't know if D'Lo would be the answer if we're trading Blake. If we're trading for D'Lo,
he's not a better player than Blake.
He's not true point guard either.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, he's a
But
scorer.
I'm not trading Blake for a point guard because to me it's like you taking 3 steps forward, 2 steps back. Because like I said, Pistons were dead in the water, so we had to trade just to get a superstar or a star in. Now we got the star. Now we're trying to give up the star away. No, you're supposed to add a point guard with him,
Right.
and Andre Drummond preferably. And I'm of the mindset, and I know a lot of Pistons fans don't like this, but I don't understand why. I just give up draft picks. Like, we can't draft. Luke Kennard, we lucky we got him instead of getting somebody much worse. We can't draft. Just give up the draft picks and get the player. At the end of the day, the player is going to win you games, not these draft picks. Just give up the draft pick. That's the way that I think.
Hey, J-Mo, can you see the screen right now?
Chill out. 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 Stop
Where'd
it.
it go?
Stop.
Marvin Tolbert, real quick. We'll go ahead since there's 4 people. We'll name one player, and then we'll come together and name the 5th player. But we'll make a team together here. He said, "Who's your all-time Pistons scrap hustle team?" Doesn't say best team. He said scrap team, so hustle players. We'll go ahead and start with Bravo and work our way clockwise. Bravo, who are you taking number 1 for the Detroit Pistons all-time scrap/hustle team?
I don't know. For me, I if you ask me which one you love the most, I'm gonna pick up Rip Hamilton. He's my favorite all-time Piston player.
All right, that's not a bad number 1 overall pick. J-Mo, who are you taking number 2 for the all-time scrap/hustle team?
Ball don't lie.
I like the pick. I don't know if he's really a hustle guy. He's more of a scoring guy and defender, but I'd like to pick.
I mean, but scrappy. We that's what we talking about.
That's true.
So we talking about scrappy. Yeah.
I was focusing too much on the hustle part. I forgot about the scrap part. Not a bad pick. Not a bad pick at all. Pistons Post, who you taking number 3 overall?
I mean, look, I'm young, but my favorite player all time probably is either Chauncey Billups or Grant Hill. So I'm gonna go with Grant Hill.
Nice.
Not a bad pick. We got a pretty well-rounded team. So far, just to recap before I make my pick, it's gonna be tough. We got Rip, we got Sheed, and we got Grant Hill. Man, it's gonna be a tough one. I think we need a point guard here. and I think it's either Chauncey or I'm going Zeke.
Zeke?
I'm going
I'm about to
Zeke.
say, if you don't say Zeke, that's disrespectful.
I'm focusing too much on the hustle part, man. Because Chauncey was a hustler, bro. But
Zeke was too.
so we got Zeke, we got Rip, we got Grant Hill, and we got Sheed. I think I know who I want for number 5.
No, if you don't have a number 5, you can't be on this panel no more.
Let's
It
see.
should be very easy.
Let's
It
see.
should be very easy.
Let's see. Who do you got, Bravo?
Ben Wallace.
JMO?
Ben Wallace, man.
Pistons Post, you already know what to say now, so you're clear.
Ben
All
Wallace.
right. So just to recap the hustle.
And
five
shout
team.
out to Dennis Rodman, but nobody's like Ben Wallace.
He's the 6th man. He's obviously the 6th man on the team. Personally, I think I would have put him in over there, Sheed, but we did it as a panel. So just to recap, we got Zeke, we got Rip, we got Grant Hill, we got Sheed, and we got Ben Wallace. So that's not a bad little 5 there. That'd be a scrappy team. He said Kyle Singler, all-time great. Respect to Kyle Singler. I miss him, bro.
Bro, do you know how I thought? Yeah, I don't know. Do you know? I thought Kyle Singler was Luke Kennard because that's what they say he was supposed to be. Man, I believed in Kyle Singler so much.
Whatever happened? What is he? Last I heard, he was in OKC. Where's he playing at now?
I don't know, but I think he's still in the league.
That's crazy, man. I had high hopes for him, man. He was hitting 3-pointers over like double stacked buses while they were moving and stuff, man. I thought he was going to be what Luke Kennard was. We were kind of wrong there, but man,
He was supposed to be.
I mean, he just never lived up to it, man.
It's trash, bro. It is what it is.
That's funny though. He's an all-time Piston great bust. Brandon Jennings, I miss Brandon Jennings, man. If he would have stayed healthy, who knows what could have happened with him.
Yeah, like honorable mentions is guys like Robin, of course. I'm a little bit different, but I think Will Bynum was one of the toughest, scrappiest players we ever had.
Oh,
So,
dude, that's
it's
underrated.
some guys, man. Will Bynum dunking on 7-footers, dog. Come on, man.
Will Bynum's underrated because he played for us when we sucked. If he would have been for us now, people would have been in love with him. But I mean, he came in just after the going to work Pistons. He really made those tough years fun to watch. There's a reason they call him Will. Will.
Like hustle players though, like Beilein, like that dude. He was a hustler.
I'm not gonna disagree with you.
He was a scrapper. I mean, if he would have said all-time top 5 fighting teams, I would have gone Bill Laimbeer number 1. But I mean, you could pretty much put all the bad boys on there. Rob,
I'm about to say our whole squad. Like, what do you mean?
Rick Mahorn, Sally. I mean, you could put that whole team on there. That could be your top. You could just name the bad boys.
I take our starting 5.
You can't go wrong picking anyone from the going to work Pistons or the bad boys. They all hustled. Mike James, Hunter were a good one. Austin Day. Whatever.
You tripping out? Guys like Tayshaun, Dwight Bikes. I miss Dwight Bikes, but we got Kyrie Thomas now.
Hey, wait, Marvin Tolbert got a good question. Name your all-time Pistons bust team.
Bro, chill out. All right, Darko is definitely number 1 overall pick.
Yeah.
All right, so there's Jamo's number 1 pick. Post, man. Who do you got number 2?
Look, I had I don't know if it was just me, but I had high hopes for Stanley Johnson. That didn't work.
Oh no, he's in there.
So we got Darko, we got Stanley, Bravo. Who you taking? Number 3.
Put this guy in, please. John Lure.
Wait, did we draft him though?
We didn't
No, we
draft
didn't
him.
draft
Put this guy in. We signed him for a contract.
No,
John.
we're talking
man,
about
only
draft.
draft picks, bro.
Only draft pick.
I don't really. Let's see. At the top of my head, I can't remember really. It's hard for me to remember.
All right, we're gonna get you Kyle Single next.
Well, he was a 2nd round draft pick though.
So what?
Well, if we're going 2nd round draft picks, I'm taking Peyton Silva, or whatever his name was. I had high hopes. The guy looked like he was gonna be good, man.
Bro, I'm surprised nobody said KCP.
Well, KCP was nice for us though.
He's okay. He's okay. He's not too bad.
I don't know what he's doing out in LA right now.
Giannis.
We didn't draft. We passed on him. Is that who we took before Giannis?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good one though. I mean, if
like
we're doing
one
that,
pick before Giannis. Giannis got picked 15. We picked KCP 13th, I think. Yeah, that's a L. And Stanley Johnson.
Oh,
I mean,
hold on.
we picked him over Devin Booker.
I found the guy's name. Henry Ellenson.
Yes. Oh yeah. El Conjus. Yeah. Harry Ellison is one of the biggest busts, bro.
I mean, that's a good one.
Oh,
man.
I believed in him, man.
Is he still on the Knicks or did he go somewhere else?
He's still on the next G League team.
I was say he's not in
Man.
the team on G League. Where he trash.
That's crazy, man. That's someone I had high hopes for, bro. I
No,
think
I thought Harry Ellison was gonna be something.
I mean, he has potential. He can score the ball, but he sucks defensively. When you suck defensively, you can't get in the game. He's getting bodied by people, bro.
No, I mean he's a white thigh maker, man, and he can shoot better than thigh.
I didn't say Gmo because Gmo was solid. I mean, he was a good player. I mean, he's someone that I'd still want on the team. He's a good guy to come in off the bench. But the thing that sucks about Gmo is he never could have, he added that mid-range game, but he couldn't shoot. He was a post player. And, it was at a time where post playing didn't really come into the be effective in teams' offenses and stuff. That was the only problem with Gmo. He was really a bad defender.
No, Greg Monroe. No, he was a bust. He was a big bust.
I mean, there was worse players to be picked before I was going to say Gmo. I'd probably, yeah.
I think Greg Monroe was a big bust, man. I'm sorry. That's just my personal.
No, I agree, but I think there's players that we have drafted that have been worse than Greg Monroe. I mean, at least Greg Monroe was still used by playoff teams coming off the bench. He still had a purpose. Brennan Knight, he's playing the Cavs and fighting for minutes right now. I think that's a better.
I always like Brandon Knight.
Again, another guy we had high hopes for. We just didn't develop him right.
No. It's just what him. You got to know what guys are. He wasn't gonna be a superstar, but he could be a starting point guard. I like Brandon Knight. It's just like you said, development, man. Like I like Brandon Knight. I still like Brandon. So I don't know how good he is now, but as a player.
If you guys got some more questions, send them in. If not, we're gonna wrap this bad baby up. But I mean, there's a lot of guys we could have picked for the top 5 bust. I mean, we could be here all day. If you guys want, we could do a whole above the rim show just naming guys we've drafted that have been bust over the years.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw somebody say, I just forgot the dude name. And he was a bust. Rodney White.
Mm-hmm.
Bust. Like, I mean, we had so many busts. Basically, every Pistons pick that hasn't been Andre Drummond or Luke Kennard in the last 10 years is a bust. And I'm not going in on Bruce Brown or nothing like that. We know guys like that aren't busts. But basically, every first round pick besides Luke Kennard and Andre Drummond. Bust.
Shad said, did Spencer and Chris Middleton look like busts when they were here? Chris Middleton, no.
Neither one of them did.
Spencer was a little boneheaded when he was in here.
But he got a second round pick though.
Right. It just takes some time, but again,
I'm mad about Chris Middleton. He didn't play bad enough to be traded like that.
No, but again, they traded him for Brendan Jennings. Looking back at it, we messed up, but at the time, he was unproven. We traded him, and who was the other guy? I always forget the other guy's name. We traded him. I can't remember. Someone will tell me. Was it Day? Was it Austin Day we traded?
But this is my thing. Why are you trading the guy you just drafted? I don't care who you're trading him for. What are you trading him for?
Blame Joe Dumars, man.
But it don't make sense. Like, Brandon Jennings clearly was a superior player, but why are you trading your first pick? It don't, what? Honestly, when I think about it, why would you even trade Chris Middleton? It doesn't make sense. It's not like he wasn't exceptionally great, but he wasn't exceptionally bad, needed some work, and you just trade him. For what?
Jennings.
No, I mean, that's stupid.
Looking back at it, though, I mean, they were in win now mode. They were trying to make.
I'm just saying, I'm not trading. I don't care if Sekou average 6 points a game this year. I'm not trading Sekou for nobody. Unless you give me Steph Curry or something. I'm not trading him.
Marvin, there was another guard in that trade, though. He played with Chris Middleton. They were both young. I don't know if they got drafted the same year or not, but there was another player alongside Middleton besides Brennan Knight that we traded. And he's not in the league anymore, but I can't remember who it was, but he looked promising at the time. Both Stan Van Dummy and Joe Dumars made a lot of bad moves, but I'm okay with Joe Dumars because he brought us some championships. He brought us all 3 of our championships. So I'm not going to talk too bad about Joe D on this show. So I think with that, that's a good one to wrap it up on. So we're going to go ahead and do some final thoughts. Bravo, man. What do you got for us to wrap the show up, man? Besides old people.
Good show. I finally come to conclusion I have to use the computer instead of the phone. Keep it going. I'll try to make it again next week if possible, or the week after, whenever we get days off. So let's go Pistons, and hopefully we can make it to the playoffs. I hope so.
Hey, I know you're a busy man, Bravo. I appreciate you stepping up and coming on the show.
Sure.
I know you got a lot of fans out here who love your comments and stuff. So thank you for coming on the show.
Sure.
Pistons Post, man. What do you got for us to wrap the show up?
It was a great show. We had a lot of good arguments. We have a tough schedule coming up, so go Pistons.
Hey, it's a very, very good show from you, man. You're the young blood on the show. People don't realize how young you are, but this just shows you, man. We got fans from all over the world that come in and watch it. I had fans from the Philippines watching my stream and stuff. I mean, we got Pistons fans all over the world from all different ages and stuff. But 504 JMO, that is the Pelicans area code for New Orleans. What do you got?
You don't stop.
I was trying to buy time so I could Google that right quick, so I didn't mess it up.
Oh my goodness.
What do you got for us for final thoughts?
I think the Pistons are moving in the right direction. We're building. Our team is getting healthier, and it looks like Dwayne Casey is getting out of the Pistons' way, because I feel like he's been in our way for a while with some of his decisions. And I think this team is going to be a playoff team still, but we got it would be great if we can beat the Pelicans and the Mavericks. That would give me a lot of faith in this team. It's going to be very tough, though. It's not going to be easy, but I think we can do it, man. It's not going to be easy, though. We just gotta go out there and get these dubs.
Hey, Gleeman, man, I can't help who I turn on and who I turn off at this point in my life. If the girls want to slide in the DMs on Instagram and Twitter, those links are in the description. So if she wanted my number, she should have gone on there and seen it. But hey, if they don't have a profile pic, we're not talking. I'm just saying. So you seen what happened during that stream. You were there. I was trying to hook Gnome up with her, but Gnome didn't want a piece of that either. So she missed an opportunity there. But with that, I appreciate everyone who's in the chat right now. If you guys have not hit that like button already, please do so. It shows all of us that you guys enjoy the content. We have some great debates on the show. You know, even though JMO goes a little bit crazy on the Pelicans, even though you guys get a little bit crazy in the chat, it's nothing personal. We all have different opinions. But at the end of the day, we come out here and put this great show on for you guys. So we greatly appreciate you guys coming here and help make the show better, because you guys got a lot of good topics and trade rumors we talk about. So without you guys, the show wouldn't be here. So thank you guys so much. Again, check the description out. Pistons got very tough schedule. Like we said, they take on the Pelicans this week. They take on the Mavericks, and they do take on the Houston Rockets Saturday, or is it Sunday? But either way, we're going to talk about that next week. That's the only reason we didn't talk about it this show here. We'll be able to talk about it. But to come back next week, 1 p.m., we got another good one for you guys again. So with that being said, we'll see you guys tomorrow on the DSA Roundtable. Peace.
Go Pistons.